Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on the purchase of your Grand Design Reflection 323 BHS. I'm going to walk you around this, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, you're going to have this big slide to come out. You've got a cover over your grill area back there. And you'll also have a big awning that'll come out on this side. So leave plenty of room for those to come in and out. On your off campsite, of course, you know, we've got 3 slides down this side, but I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power and docking station are right up here toward the front of the unit on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, we're going to unhook your hitch and talk about your auto leveling system. Now there's a whole direction set right here on your doorway. So all we're going to do is we're going to arrive, we're going to turn this on, we're going to lift up our front jacks to get your vehicle up out of the way. Once our vehicle is completely cleared, we're just going to touch auto level. Auto level is going to make your landing legs and your leveling point system come down. It'll move around a few times, give it time. Once it does, this green light right here will flash right in the middle, and you know your unit is level and stable, and we can go ahead and hook up our power and water. Power cord, big Furrion plug, plugs in here on the side, 50 amp service. They do twist and then lock. At the end of that 50 amp service, should you need to plug into a 30 at a campsite, your convenience pack has a dog bone to bring you from 50 down to 30. And if you ever need to plug in at home or any other 110, you also receive a 30 to 15 amp reducer for plugging into 110. That's power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. All our directions right here. So we've got 2 different ways we can hook this up. We can hook up to city water, or we can go dry camping, which will consist of both of these. At campsites, we're going to hook up to city water. We're going to take our blue, point it down, our black to the right, our white to the right, and red and green up. We're going to match this right here with these. Once that matches, you have your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi. And you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so always use this when putting fluid in here. City water connection, hook that up, hook your hose up, match your city water connection diagram. Still don't turn your hose on. Right here, your right's gonna be your hot water heater. And all we're doing at this point, folks, is making sure our drain plug's back in. May have left it out last time we were out camping. Get that in there nice and snug. I believe it's 1 1/8 inches. Get that in there nice and tight. Once that's in there and you're plugged, then you can turn that hose on. Now after that hose has been on for a little bit, we can go inside, we can deploy all of our slides. Our unit's level and stable. Go inside, run all of your slides out. What I need you to do is get inside and open up your water taps. Open up all the water taps in the unit, get all the air out of the lines. Once all the air is out of the lines, you got a nice steady flow of water going through them, then you'll know that your hot water heater is full and you can turn it on from indoors. Now let's say we're gonna go camping and we're not gonna use city water, we're gonna go dry camping or boondocking somewhere. In that case, two-step process. We will start with power tank fill, which will set everything as is. White to the right, then back to back, green to the right. Match power tank fill. Hook this up, treat the hot water heater the same way, make sure it's still full. Fill up your tank. Now what you're gonna do is while you're power filling, you're gonna go indoors and watch on the panel where you can check the levels of your battery and black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Hold that down and keep an eye on this until the freshwater is full. Once it's full, unhook this hose, put the cap back on. Then we will switch to dry camping. Right, black and blue down, red and green up. Now we're set to dry camp. Then we'll turn on our water pump. That will siphon water from your tank now. And that's how you'll go when you're dry camping. Whenever you want to utilize water, you'll turn on your water pump. You can turn it on here or indoors. It's recommended wherever you turn it on, that you turn it off at the same spot. So turn that on when you need that, and then you're all set to dry camp. The other are just for winterizing and sanitizing. That about covers everything to get you camping. Got power and water. Our slides are out. Let's go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit, starting here in this docking station. Again, over here, water pump, outdoor spray port for a hot and cold shower, cable and satellite. We got it all marked here for you. These are for another spot for cables for your pass-through over there, as well as your rear bunk area. Again, our settings here, diagrams to do that with. 110, fresh and potable water fill here. Black tank flush, we'll talk about that when we leave the campsite and we dump these black and gray tanks. Gonna help flush your system out there. You got a light out here should you arrive at night. Big pass-through storage area. Again, your leveling system, full manual pretty much right there. You have a area that you can run these water hoses down through if you hooked up to city water. Again, over here is your power, hot water heater, a flue for your furnace, a couple things on this. Make sure this is never blocked. And if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that, it will get hot. Underneath here is where you'll hook up to dump those drains. And next to that, or your black and gray tanks, next to that's gonna be your freshwater drains. Low point drains, they call them. Convenient area to store a sewage hose when we're done. Here's gonna be access to the back of your fridge. A vent for your microwave. On your slides, I already know this is a used unit already, but to keep the longevity of the life of these, you want them to stay pliable. They actually have a liquid that you can apply to those. You got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year, check the seams of your roof, and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. Come around to your outdoor kitchen area, self-explanatory microwave, quick connect LP hose that connects right there. I'll show you, pull your griddle out, and your hose is actually clipped right up underneath here. You just pull that out, connector down there. There's an extension one if you want to put that on there and hook up an extra tank or whatever. Manual override for your slides right there. Make sure that you lock this. You have several things in there you want to keep. Campsite slide. Entry door, the other side of our pass-through storage. Up here, one of your LPs. Batteries, check your battery post now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose going down the road. If you're prepped for solar, you can plug in a solar panel here and that will trickle charge your batteries. And the other side of your propane here, there's your regulator for that. And that about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look on the inside. Alright, coming up beside your unit, first thing I like to point out in every unit is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Immediately up. Got this cabinet here. Let's open that up to our control panel. So starting up top, this is where your brand new battery is. This is why I told you the fresh water button I said you can hold down to tell when your potable water is full. Then black and gray tank checks here. Here's your awning control. We'll work that in a second here. Your ceilings, bunch of lighting. Here's where you turn on your water pump if you're using potable water. Water heater. To the left if hooked to gas, to the right if hooked to electric, and it does make a difference. Got an awning light as well. Then we're going to run that awning out. So what I wanted to show you on this, they've yet to design an awning that stops where you need it to. So you need to stop this yourself. Once you can see your silver bar, it's a little wet right now, but then your flat pack sheet here, as soon as it dries a minute, will fall down. That's as far as you want to run that out. If you hold the button, it's going to start running itself up backwards. So make sure you keep an eye on it when you run it out, and don't run it out further than you need to. Slide controls here. We'll work on those when leaving the campsite as well. To our right, I can close this door now. Leave your awning out to dry a little bit. Our thermostat. We'll go straight to cool, let you see the AC kick on. Well, it's kind of chilly in here this morning. I don't know if it will at the lowest point. No, too cold, but we'll crank this furnace up. Alright, here's the furnace running. What I wanted to show you in the furnace is once you shut the furnace off, it takes a few minutes for the AC, for the furnace fan to cycle through before it shuts off. The AC one will shut off quickly. Furnace fan, give it a minute. Max air vent, touch on. That's going to open up the air vent, crank it up, get it going. Four different levels to turn that on and off at. Just hit off and it'll close it as well. And then this is our hallway lighting. Coming into the unit here, a couple of 110s. Your bar area, the furnace still running. North cold fridge control right here in the front to turn that on and off. Self-explanatory microwave. Got a light and fan above your cooktop. This cooktop folds back and makes a nice backsplash. Yours does look like it will have to hold in while sparking. So turn this to light, push it in while hitting your spark. When your gas is on, that'll light up. Let's see if it is on. Oh, your gas has been shut off. Same thing on the oven. You do have a pilot light to go underneath there and light. To close that, make sure you lift up on it and pull forward. Over here is your TV and fireplace and sound system. I'll start with the Freon sound system. This is an AM, FM, DVD, CD player. All this works together. Here's dual zone indoors or outdoors. Pretty loud speakers. Again, Bluetooth compatible. Nice system there. Your TV. Come over here to your remote. Just to show you, got a handful of remotes down here inside. I think the former customer had a Roku on there, so it looks like they left the remote for that. TV on. There's that working. We'll put all these remotes back down in here. Got a remote for the sound system and even for the fireplace. Speaking of fireplace, not just for looks anymore, folks. You can brighten or dim that light, but the biggest thing is the heat. Crank this heat up to 4 high. If it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, instead of using up your gas, if you're plugged into a campsite, crank this up. It'll get it toasty in here in no time. And it'll save you some gas. Go to the bunk room here shortly. Nice little area there. Recliners look like parachute pull maybe. Yep, it's called parachute pull because it looks like a parachute cord. Just pull up on that. That'll kick your feet out. You will have to manually use your legs to close them up. Dining tables. See their straps? Go ahead and strap them in for travel. That'll keep these from bouncing all over the place. Let's talk about your island here. Down on the side of your island over here is going to be a 110 with your GFCI reset. And down here your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned that's 12 volts, always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking, dry camping somewhere, nothing plugged in charging your battery, if you're going to be gone for the day, disconnect one of your battery posts or use battery disconnect. I don't think I saw one on this one though. To keep this from running your battery down if you're going to be gone all day. Covers everything up in here. I'll go back to the bunk room real quick. You know this bunk here, lock up here. This will jackknife down into another bed. Tons of storage. I'll prep for a TV back here. I recommend traveling with this bunk down. Just the amount of pressure that it will put on this single lock. Sorry, I'm trying to get a mattress here. Just the amount of pressure on this single lock wouldn't be too good. So I would travel with this down. Your own exhaust vent there, you'll have to hand crank it open. So I'm back to the bathroom. Just want to mention in here that when you travel, make sure your bathroom shower door is snapped closed. Our vent in here is closed. Hand crank open exhaust there. Lighting. A little plumbing to maintain. Just keep an eye on it. It's all PEX nowadays. You are bouncing the house down the road. Just make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Most importantly, back here in the bedroom, before you leave, make sure that nothing is inside here. Nothing's going to impede that slide from coming in and out. Throw the TV back here. Hand crank open vent, but no exhaust to it. And that about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and get ready to close the unit up. First thing I like to do is come to my control panel. I already know I've got a ton of them, but I'm going to shut off my ceiling. Shut off all my other lights. Then I can see all the individual lighting, which that's under here, that I need to walk through the unit and shut off. Bunk room. Make sure nothing's going to impede this slide from coming in. I like to shut that slide first, so I leave this door open here. Whenever I can see a bunk area, I like to close it first. Up here, all my lighting is shut off in here. Vents are all closed through the unit. More lighting. Now come back to this control panel. Just leave your hallway light on here so you can see. Slide number 4 we're going to bring in first. It's our bunk room. Doors and drawers. Go through the entire unit. Make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. Especially in this kitchen area. You got tons of drawers over here, as well as in front of your island. Make sure everything is closed. When do you hear that noise? Nothing to fear about that noise. That is just the slide mechanism telling itself not to come in any further. Now number 3 is going to be our wardrobe slide over here. Make sure that bathroom door is snapped open on that side. So you see that slides in. Make sure these doors and drawers are closed. Number 2 would be our living room slide. Now I'm going to head down here, close this bunk door. Again, that noise is okay to hear. It's just the slide mechanism telling itself we're all the way in, don't need to go any further. So it's okay to hear for a second. You're not grinding anything. And slide number 1, our kitchen slide. All lights are off. Exit the unit. Bring your awning back in. Now the steps just start folding from the bottom. Before you leave the campsite, make sure you lock and deadbolt this door and lift and turn the handle. Now I say before you leave the campsite, that's in case you want to get in there and look at the levels of your tanks when we're dumping them. Alright. At this point, we're going to unhook our cable, our water, and our power. We're going to come up to our auto leveling system here, turn that back on, and you're just going to hit your retract. And that's going to bring up all of your stabilizing jacks. Go back up to the front, bring your front up and down to set your hitch, and head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. Our dump is going to be just below the hot furnace flue right there. Got a 10-foot hose, comes with your convenience pack. You do have a second dump at the back for your outdoor kitchen. Hook that hose up, come up here and pull your black tank. That's going to be your sewage. You're going to listen for that to be done. Once it sounds like it's done, go inside, check your tank. If it's empty, leave this black handle open. Grab the hose at the water dump and hook that up to this tank flush. Turn that on, let that dump out your black tank with this handle open. Make sure that's open, it's very important. Turn that hose on, it's gonna flush all that nastiness out of there. Once that's, give yourself a good 5 minutes. Once that's done, remove that hose. Make sure all the washout that you put in there has drained. Then close your black. Pull your first gray, make sure it's empty before closing it, and then pull in your second gray. Now these are gonna be cleaner waters, your sinks, your showers. Those will clean your sewage hose out for you. Once you're done with that, unhook that hose. Probably pull the unit forward or get your bigger, longer, stronger hose and dump this gray tank back here lastly. It's gonna be from your area over there, your outdoor grill area sink. Lastly, I'm going to come up underneath here and dump them low point drains. When we're done dumping, we're going to go to our hot water heater. We're going to lift up on this pressure release valve. First and foremost, it's going to dump a bunch of hot water out of there, so be careful. When that's done, push this handle back down, otherwise your door won't close. Then you can pull this drain plug down here. Don't pull it before depressurizing this. Once that's done, you can close this up, hook up your hitch, and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this reflection for many years to come. Happy camping.